Okay, so the next step is to fold our two pages so that they will nest together like so when we're done. We'll fold them in similar but slightly different ways so that it all works out in the end. One thing to keep in mind is that some of these folds we're going to invert anyway. So if you do it the wrong way for the vertical original accordion fold, it's fine. You're just gonna fold it again. So we're gonna start with the 4 main panels, meaning the main inside content. So mine isn't really divided, it's just one long strip. And we're gonna fold it so that it looks like this white sample here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually gonna fold back at the center. So I'm gonna flip it over so I'm not looking at my content, and then fold back the 2 short edges. So now I am seeing the content. Anytime that you are folding, you wanna try to think about being precise and lining up your edges. Little differences over a long period of time can make it pretty messy. Okay, so I've divided it in half, and then I'm gonna do the same thing to each flap. I'm gonna take one of these 2 pieces. I'm gonna align the short edge with the short edge, making sure that it's nice and even. And again, I'm taking my bone folder, making a nice crisp fold. I'm gonna flip it over, do the same thing with the remaining flap, aligning the edges. You can fold with your finger first if you want to, but you definitely need to use the bone folder to get these nice crisp folds. Okay, so now we have our page, it's divided into 4. We actually need to add a fold in the middle of each of these. And those are eventually going to be mountain folds each time. So it's a little bit different from a traditional accordion where it alternates between mountain and valley folds. And like I said, we can go back and alter them. So I'm gonna take this first flap, I'm gonna align it so it's here, and I'm gonna fold that back to the edge. So the first of those 4 panels, I added a fold in the middle. Now I'm gonna take this fold that was going the other way, and I'm gonna crease it so it's facing up. So like I said, we're flipping it over, and I'm going to align that with that center fold line. And I'm gonna give that a crease. The other way to think about that, and I'll show you on the other side, is that it's okay for it to go in the other direction. So I'm taking the other edge, aligning the edge with the edge, giving it a crease. I can fold that back to this one. Basically just folding a folded edge into a fold line each time to divide it in half. So that you go from having, and if it's okay if it does the accordion thing where it's alternating, but we're not gonna keep it that way. We're going to have everything become a mountain in the end, meaning the folds are gonna go pinch like upwards. All right, next thing, each little box, back to our original boxes. So every other one, we're gonna make an X fold through this center here. So you're gonna peel this corner to match here. So you're aligning this and this edge of that triangle. So I'm gonna grab this one. This is an instance where you might wanna use your fingers just to get going. And then use your bone folder to firm that crease. I'm gonna do the X in the opposite direction. And you can notice I'm kind of paying attention to the corners most specifically. I want those creases to line up. And you can see, here it goes. It's gonna start to fold into these little triangles that all do the same thing. Okay. The center ones are a little harder to work with because you've got this extra on the sides, but again, you're gonna take this edge, fold it up, pay attention to this corner. There's that one corner. There's this corner. And this should align with the fold line. Got a crease. And then in the other direction, fold it down. Align with that center fold line. Perfect. Give it a crease. All right, there you go. More collapsing. So I'm gonna do the other side. You can keep going in the same direction or you can work from the edges. It really doesn't matter, whichever is easier for your hands. Okay, so again, the edges are a little easier because you only have that one flap. Now the other center panel, you're lining up this line, this edge with this center line. Pay attention to the corners. Give it a good crease. And then this is the last one. Okay, so now you should have a form that you kind of pinch in, pinch in, pinch in, and then it will collapse into a shape that looks like that. Once it's all collapsed, make sure it looks it should all align. You can even give it one final burnish, all stacked like that. That'll just help make it keep its form and kind of collapse in.